to the SEC on ESPN. Number 16 Alabama and their rivals from Auburn separated by just 126 miles as it scores in the SEC and the nation's best offense in the Alabama Crimson Tide. Tahad Pettiford controls the tip. And
Auburn will do a ton of switching, so look for Alabama to try to get the matchup they want, then go one-on-one.
Here's Holloway, little throw, that's good.
Don't worry about your shot, that part will come.
Kevin Overton off the mark, and a huge rebound by Elijah Freeman. Just stepped in the starting lineup a couple of games ago, and Keyshawn Hall
contributes about 34 points per game.
Where did the defense go?
On assists or made buckets, and that time they tricked Auburn. Alabama doesn't.
Auburn has played one of the nation's toughest schedules, but they haven't won lately. Phylon with the rip, and another uncontested layup for LeBaron Phylon. For Alabama, they love to get it up from deep. Phylon toying with the big Murphy. Lost him again. Another layup.
On his shot fakes.
Auburn has had 5 possessions, 4 turnovers to start the game. Tahad Pettiford for 3. That will calm the crowd.
Might be very early.
Pettiford scored 20 in 6 of his last 8. Here's Phylon again. Nifty pass inside. Sherrell with the pump fake and an in
foul trouble early to try to get to a smaller lineup for Alabama.
Murphy. Two-hand jam. And that's where it pays off.
Yeah, and there you see it without a truce on the court.
That ball deflected by Murphy with his shin. 4-on-1. Murphy another two-hand flow. Nice feed and another close-up look. That's Amari Allen with his first bucket of the game. And this ball controlled for a second by Auburn, and then a jump ball called, and it goes right back to Alabama. Great hustle by Houston Millett.
Alabama very happy.
Around today talking with Nate Oates, and he said, you know, it's late in the season, but we're still putting new stuff in, especially second time against the same opponent. Nobody got the block out of power players from that team spread throughout the country, playing major Division I. Take into consideration that Charles Bediako played in the loss at home. He said, well, then what are we talking about?
Resume, all those huge things that occur. Bediako was a huge factor in that game.
Right, so ripped it, then he hit the floor, and then Overton gets whistled for the foul. Taylor Bowen at the free throw line for Alabama. Final Saturday, the men's college hoop regular was giving Tech a double-double, 22 and 11, and he's out. Hall with the rebound. Deep three. Wide right, Millett makes winning plays, tracks down the miss. Phylon, another layup for LeBaron Phylon Jr.
Oh, and a nice two.
It's been about 3.5 minutes since Auburn has made a bucket. Overton mid-range. Good.
Well, he can really defensively. Auburn has some really good sets. Make Bama guard. To me, that deep shot was almost like another turnover.
Phylon left alone after the screen, and he bangs home.
Assisted points per game with 16. So you can get him the ball, and yes, they run some good actions, but get him the ball and get out of the way. He is so talented.
Pettiford able to finish after the paint. Holloway for deep. Why not?
In conference play.
Sebastian Williams-Adams at the free throw line. Only 48% from the line on the season. Nearly 28 attempts, second in the country in both marks. And a one-handed rebound by Amari.
You don't leave your feet until the offense does. Don't bite for pump fakes in the lane.
Quick shot from the corner, and it's banged home by Bethea.
And that's what he does. You've got to make.
The lead is 13. Pettiford stepped through with the left, and another follow dunk. Williams-Adams with the answer. Get this brand new roster to gel earlier. Into the corner, and a huge block. Hall gets it back, and he's able to finish with his offhand.
Well, the finish in the NBA, Chad Baker-Mazara. So really a brand new roster.
And for the second Final Four trip in school history. Deep touch again, and another to this Alabama lineup. Nate Oates has been forced to use 13 different starting lineup combinations. Defensive impact, but certainly the little things like ball screen defense and getting everybody on the right page. 6 to shoot. Trying to back down Bowen. Into the corner for Hall. And he splashes home the 3.
And a great find by Yoke.
They are attacking Jovic. Allen tries to reverse it, and he gets it home.
You talking about forcing a tough two. Nice job by Amari Allen. Season, Ben. Going into the last game, Kentucky had a chance to get a double bye, and now they're going to be playing on a Wednesday. How much of a log jam we've had.
Phylon. They have really attacked Jovic. It hasn't always worked. Reitzel off the tip from Millett on the glass. Over. Pettiford throws the pick. Bama on a 6-0 run. 7th turnover of the game for Auburn. Phylon inside. Wrong city. This is what the bracket would look like, though.
Well, how about Vanderbilt with a huge road win at Tennessee? Tyler Tanner doing what he does at the point guard.
Ooh, collision between Jemison and Williams-Adams. They bumped heads, and now Reitzel with the push shot.
Now they've only taken 8, so 18 of their attempts have been inside the arc because of the quality of looks they've had on the penetration.
Holloway started his college career at Auburn after McDonald's All-America run at prolific preps.
And right now, Alabama's done a nice job defending without fouling.
Jovic a little out of control. And he was able to thread the needle.
He's got a bright future.
And now Reitzel. In and out. Oh, Bafia came out of nowhere. What a pass from Holloway. To the corner three, which is an air ball, and then Jemison off the glass. Full head of steam. Tracked down by Overton. Ahead to Pettiford. Left-hand finish. 1-0. Here are the summary for this one. The particulars to sum it up. It's been all Bama. Murphy gets it deep and finishes. Yep. Phylon gives it up to Holloway. Working on Pettiford. 1 on the shot clock. Teardrop no good. And whistle in 2.5 minutes since Crimson Tide have scored. Oh, what a look from Murphy. And then a whistle against the Tide. Not an easy task. Phylon attacks, and it's knocked away. Williams-Adams taking it coast to coast. What a finish! Well, we loved Aiden Holloway. We loved having him in our program. Loved recruiting him. Everything about it.
Getting help himself to the rim, finishing better on either side as well. And he's a guy.
Through the rim to get that. It should have been goaltending. Shot clock off. Here's Phylon. 3, 2, step back. And that. Can't talk about this rivalry on the hardwood without mentioning Wimp Sanderson and the great Sonny Smith, who not only step back, Aiden Holloway rips the net, has a smile.
Later in the clock, and just see if you can't put together a string of 4-minute segments in a positive light.
Pettiford steps through and launches it. I get up for those games because everybody's against you and nobody is with you. Here's Freeman for 3. Big time triple by Relive with the lob.
I think he's deferred a little bit too much. I mean, Hall is not a facilitator, and right now is throwing the ball away.
Millett shares over the steal. Another dunk for Bama. Rim. Reitzel head up on the drive to Millett. And Jovic had Williams
off the bench. He said, look, it's year 1 for me. I'm going to come out the way my personality is and hold guys accountable.
Yeah, Hall didn't play. Didn't. 5 on the shot clock. Phylon created just a little bit of space against Williams-Adams, and he's 2 points a game. Well, they're just happy to get Phylon back. There's a big 3 by Overton. You go back to
play in tight spaces, and he can just finish in traffic. Extremely crafty with the ball.
Hall has it.
Closed off the rim, and he just backed it out. Hit a little 5-footer.
That was with under half a minute to play. Kevin Overton
blown out, even though that's been the case so far. They got an opportunity to right the ship here.
Freeman with the rip. All the way to the rim, and there'll be goaltending on both.
Defender in practice.
Reitzel corner 3. He makes more than he misses from the corner, and another foul as Sherelle picked
3s there, which are a higher percentage. Very few people are doing off the bounce corner 3s.
Offensive foul charge to Keyshawn Hall.
It's just a hair better. Their offense will take care of the rest. And remember, that Final Four team was not a great defensive team during the season, but they turned it on in March.
Holloway's got 19. Philon has 20. Williams Adams and one. Barely drew the iron. Guarded by Overton. 3 on the shot clock. Reitzel into Overton. Rolls it over the rim. Deep three, Overton no good. Checked down by Holloway. Heads up and a layup. Offensive rebounds for Alabama. Freshman Williams Adams into the corner. Another chance for Overton, and this time he pays it off. You're
always the most humble guy.
Nice stride and a beautiful finish by Amari Allen. They had some movement with some other bubble teams to get them to that spot. Losses by SMU, Indiana, New Mexico, and Virginia Tech early position period. They'll play the game to cut down the nets, but regardless of what happens, Long Island University will be headed to the big dance. Goaltending, and that
was talking about it.
No, that's the last.
That was
thing
a goaltend. Hey, coach.
That is the last thing.
It was a goaltend.
There's some thought that they're going to tap hardwired. The difference in just the internet lag may be the difference in getting the challenge called before the ball is put back in play or not.
Yeah, I think it's
got it back, trying to break some ankles. And another rebound for Bam on the offensive end. Philon can't take it back.
AU ball, he says, that's my guy, but when we get on the court, we're definitely going at each other. But two incredible sophomores for rival schools.
Holloway. Here's Pettiford. And he rolled just 6 of 26 from 3 in this one.
Yeah, this game was really won in the first half, and Stephen Pearl implored to his team, we must get off.
And Philon with the free throw.
Well, they'll have their opportunities. I think probably a quad 2 win opportunity on Wednesday, most likely, and then could be ones from the
season run. That caught their attention. Shot clock late, Bowen heaves. Well, I just kind of expected that to go.
I know, it was
women's hoops. Pettiford at the free throw line. To your point about Georgia, 102-96 winners on the road.
Plus years. And that was always a thing when you talk around the SEC. Why can't Georgia get it going? Well, it's been a minute.
And a finish for the senior Noah Williamson. He hadn't made a bucket. Deep three for Overton. Got it. How about your players of the year and coach of the year in this game?
Beating teams, but beating the heck out of them at home and on the road. Chinyalu easily, A-Cuff separated himself big time. And I like Milner, 6-man game winners. And without those game winners, you might be talking about a Georgia team on the bubble as opposed to solidly in.
Some call him Marcus.
As we've talked about in Nashville, but I mean, one loss to Florida and it could be anybody.
On the road against Kentucky today, and UConn's loss.
I don't think many people in January thought Todd Golden had a group that could win it all again, but you got to start talking about a potential repeat situation. Yeah, it could be. I think this year has been pretty top heavy from that standpoint. I mean, and the way you can win the game on the glass, the way Arizona has shown they don't need a three-point shot.
Millett tried to finish with a flourish. It'll be out of bounds off of Alabama. Bama will go in
that profession.
Pettiford. And we got a stoppage with 5.1 to play. And these squads will head to Music City, USA, Nashville, Tennessee for the SEC tournament. This Saturday goes. Dane Bradshaw, Tom Hart. We'll see you in Nashville next week. Let's get you set for Texas Tech and BYU, the voices of the Big 12.